Okay, hello everybody, I'm doing another drawing video. Actually, today I'm going to be painting, so I guess, I don't know if I'll call this paint with me, I'll just still call it drawing me. I don't know. Well, wait, hold on. Before this video starts, I have an exciting announcement. I've opened up an Etsy shop where I'm selling some super cute prints of my work. I've got flowers, I've got some colourful fruit, I've got a cheeky looking orangutan who's very, very cute, some peaches or oranges, I don't really know what they are, but I'm calling them peaches. And finally, I'm selling some little postcard size A6 prints of my sketchbook, little landscapes and fruit. You can buy them as a set or individual. So yeah, there you go, that's the shop. Hope you have a look at it. It's called Art With Them Shop. I will link it in the description, and here's the rest, here's the video. Have fun watching it. I painted this yesterday as a practice for what I was going to do today, hence the yucky hands full of paint. If you've watched my last couple of drawing me's, you'll recognise this little black book. I've been doing quite a few landscapes in here, like that. I do them in coloured pencil, and I thought it would be fun to try and do one using acrylic paints and obviously do it a lot bigger. This was my first attempt yesterday and I really like it, so I'm going to try doing a similar thing today for this video. I perused Pinterest like I often do when trying to figure out what to paint, and I found this picture which I really like. I'm not going to copy it exactly, I'm probably going to change the colour of the sky and I'll add a bunch more flowers in, but it's just a starting point for inspiration. For example, this painting right here, this was the picture I used for inspiration, so obviously I changed it quite a lot. It was just a starting point and then I kind of freestyled after that. This is my very yucky palette, Tupperware box. I have my acrylics on this side and I have my oil paints on that side. Do you like my box that I put my paints in? Art attack! I'm a cool dude. The painting I did yesterday, I used a limited colour palette. I only used this one, obviously white, yellow, pink, and then also this yellow. I'm including this, but I don't actually think I used this that much yesterday. I'll just put it in just in case. Oh, actually I also used brown, so it wasn't that limited actually, my colour palette. I used quite a lot of colours, but I said no to red because I thought I'd use pink instead of red, and then hopefully it will make my colours look a bit different, a bit more interesting, and that seemed to work. Plus, pink is my favourite colour, so obviously got to include it. All my paints are Winsor & Newton, except for this one, which is whatever that is. It's just like the cheap ones you can get, and I always use a lot of white, so the fact it's cheap is good because I don't have to feel guilty about using a lot of it. I'm going to just paint on some watercolour paper because it's the thickest paper I have, and I'm also going to put tape around the edge like I always do, so when I peel it off I get a really nice, satisfying, clean line. And finally, I'm just going to take my paper down because when I add paint to it, it'll curl up and it's just really annoying, so I'll tape it down. For my last painting, I made the whole background pink, so you can kind of see bits of pink poking through everywhere. I really like that, so I think I'm going to do the same for this one. I will mix myself a nice bright lovely pink. What I often do when I'm painting with acrylics is I'll just add water to it because I think it makes just makes like it look more exciting instead of it being just one flat block of colour. It kind of, I don't know, just adds more texture to it, I suppose, which I like. I'm going to paint over most of this anyway, so it's okay. It's just a starting point because I find like when you start a painting and you've just got one big sheet of blank looking at you, it's a bit scary, I suppose. It's like, oh, okay, I've got to fill all this entire blank page. But when you've got a bit of a colour down already, it makes it, I don't know, just feels a bit nicer because at least there's something on the page rather than nothing. Right, so I've just dried that with a hairdryer. I didn't film it, but you can take my word for it. It's like my toilet roll, it's very classy, very nice. What am I going to do? It's always a bit scary at these beginning points because it's just like, what on earth am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to get that onto there? But I've discovered with these sort of abstract kind of paintings that it will look bad for quite some time. You just got to keep powering through it, and the more layers of colours and the more you just build it up, eventually it will look good. So don't be disheartened straight away if it's not looking like you want it to look. It will get there, it just takes some time. So I'm just going to try and mix this shade of green. I want it to be a very yellowy green, so I'm going to mix these two colours. Oh, I added way too much blue then. I don't really think too much about where I'm putting paint because it is acrylics. I can just keep layering and layering and layering, and like if you make a mistake, it's fine because you can just paint on top of it. But if I was doing this with watercolour, I would have to be a lot more precise because once you put something down in watercolour, that's kind of it, and you can't really fix it unless you want to go on top with a darker colour. But with acrylics, it's much more forgiving. The only annoying thing with acrylics is it dries super quick, which I suppose isn't that annoying when I'm actually painting, but it's annoying when my colours on my palette dry out quick and I go to use it and it's already dry. I'm going to try and create this. I've not done a pencil sketch or anything first, I'm just going with the flow, making it up as I go along. So I'm going to start by looking at this picture for reference, but the further I get along with this, I'll just stop looking at a picture and just start kind of making it up. That's the green I want. Is it? Oh, I don't know. Let's add a bit more yellow. Oh, that is a bright yellow. Plummy neck, it's bright. And I'm going to try and purposely leave little gaps where the pink's poking through, just because I like the way it looks. Okay, I'm going to try and add in this darker green now. So to mix that, I'm going to take this yellow here. I'm plonking it there. And then I think I'll use this blue, actually, with maybe the tiny bit of this blue. And mix that about. See what that makes. Okay, I'm going to try and add in this hill. Okay, I'm happy with that first coat. I'm going to last it with the hairdryer. I'm going to try and fill in this gap with something. Let's see how this looks. No, don't like that one. It needs to be lighter. It's a bit better. I've been trying to now separate the different blocks of green. We're using this shade. There we go. That's I don't know. That's done something. It's very early stages now, so it's kind of hard to know if what you're doing is helping or not. Okay, so I've added in a couple of dark tones and also, I've just been messing about for a bit. I'm going to add the purple. I'm hoping by adding the purple, it'll help me figure out what to do next. So let's do that. I'm just going to start adding random shapes here and there. Because I can clean them up later. Pretty excited about the Etsy shop. Well, I think it's exciting. When I first got my first order, I remember my first order, it was from someone called Poppy. So Poppy, if you're watching this video, thanks very much, you were my first order. I was plumbing over the moon, I couldn't believe it. My mum just looked at me, she's like, Emily, you've had an order? I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. So thank you very much to everyone who has ordered things. It's made me a very, 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 very happy chap. And I love packaging orders. I know it sounds a bit boring, just putting things in envelopes. Well, it's not just putting things in envelopes. I wrap them in tissue, they got a little sticker, little thank you note. But I just love kind of repetitive tasks sometimes. I'm just really in the mood for like a repetitive, turn your brain off sort of task. Because like with art, it's takes a lot of brain power, so it's nice sometimes to just have them repetitive tasks like packaging orders. Yeah, I actually really enjoy packaging stuff. I'm starting to run out of room on my palette. On my Tupperware lid, sorry. My palette like it's something fancy. It's a Tupperware lid. I'm going to add some nice bright pink flowers down here. They're more white in the picture, but you know what, I'm freestyling. I'm going to make them pink. Because I'm painting lighter colours over darker colours, it's going to take a couple of coats for them to not be streaky. Okay, I think I'm going to add the dark purple now all over this side. Sometimes I just like, instead of having to paint all the individual ones, I'll just add a big blob and then later I'll go in with like a darker colour and like refine the individual flowers. And sometimes I'll just leave them as big blobs because if I draw like each individual flower, I think it'll get a bit too busy. So if I just like turn them into a blob, it, I don't know, just kind of helps, I think, sometimes. I've examined the picture, and by examining I mean I've looked at it and I've squinted to help me figure out the general shapes and the colours. Because if you squint, I think it just, I don't know, it helps, yeah, figure out the colours a bit better. I think I need to make this much brighter. Like on the picture it's a lot yellow and there's much more contrast between this side and this side. I'm hoping if I make this side a lot brighter, it'll add more contrast and make this bit stand out a bit more. I'm going to try and leave little gaps so I can, like, you can see the green poking through, because that's what it looks like on the picture. A technique which I like as well is you like paint it, but you kind of have it watered down a little bit, and then you just use a tissue to dab it, and it creates a cool texture. Well, I've done it. I'm not sure if I like it right now, but it's early stages and it's going to take quite a while before it gets to a point where I start to like it, because it's still just a mishmash of colours at the moment. Okay, that was quite a bold move. I've just added a big stripe of yellow there. You know what, when I look at this painting in the little viewfinder in the camera, I think it looks quite nice because it's a lot smaller in the viewfinder. But when I look at it here, it's still very messy, but up in the little viewfinder, I think it looks quite cute. Yeah, you know what, I think that has helped quite a lot. I'm gonna have to, I think, prepare yourself, I'm gonna have to bring out another brush, because I need to get quite a fine point. There's still quite a lot of paint on this brush, so I'm just going to scrape it off. Let's try and make this a bit more pointed. Right, I'm going to add a lighter, paler purple inside the purple blobs I already put down. That's a thing I've found helps a lot to make a piece look more finished and detailed. It's just adding either lighter or darker blobs inside the coloured blobs that you've already made. Oh my god, the ice cream fan's here. Being honest, not crazy about ice cream. And I'll tell you for why. Too cold. Too cold on my mouth. So to make my purples I've been using this shade of blue, but I think I'm going to try using this shade of blue and see if it makes a difference, because I feel like my purple just looks a bit dull. Yeah, it's a much nicer purple. Oh, blubber heck. Blubber heck! I'm gonna have to paint over all those blobs now with this nicer purple. So I've been tinkering around with this for quite some time. I think I've finally got the purple of the flowers, the shade I want them to be. It took quite a few coats. Now I'm going to work on sorting this mess out. Mix a dark green to go around these flowers to refine the edge a little bit. I'm just going to add random blobs in between the purples just to try and break apart the blobs a bit and make them look like individual flowers, but without actually having to paint the individual flowers. I'm also going to try and start leaving little thin gaps in between this dark paint to create little blades of grass, hopefully. Hopefully it works. Today is Sunday, Father's Day, because, well, we kind of felt guilty because the present we got our dad was a bit pathetic. Well, he did ask for it. He's got a sponge on the end of a stick, basically. So to make up for that, we've made him some apple crumble and some, what do you call it? Trifle, because they're his favourite puddings. So I was up at the crack of dawn baking today. I say crack of dawn, but more like 10:30. Which, to be fair, if I get out of bed before 10 o'clock, it's quite the achievement for me. Another thing I like to do quite a lot is to just draw a ring around like the blobs I paint. I draw a lot of paint a lot of oval shapes. I love a good oval. Today, when I was baking, my brother asked me, you know what, Emily, what's your favourite shape? A riveting conversation we was having, and I was like, you know what, I think my favourite shape has to be an oval. I think you can tell through this painting there's a lot of ovals. I love a good oval because I feel like circles are just too perfect, but ovals, yeah, that's where it's at. Anyway, I like to just paint an outline around the ovals sometimes, every here and there. I feel like it adds a bit of something.
Ooh.
Hello. It's the man of the day.
That looks good.
It's Father's Day, isn't it?
Oh, it is!
So it's a special day for you.
I got a thing to wipe the window.
Tell them how happy you are with your sponge on a stick.
My sponge on a stick, oh, it's brilliant. Can't wait to go and demist my window on the car.
Yeah. Are you excited for your crumble?
Oh, yeah.
Tell them to
Oh, yeah.
look at the shop.
Oh, yeah. Look at the shop. What's it called?
Dad, you should know.
It's Etsy.
What's the name of my shop?
Art with M.
Well, nope.
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 I need to read it off somewhere.
Art with M shop, Dad.
Art with M shop, that's it.
Art with M shop.
It's very good, the shop. Needs more stock.
Well, I'm working on it. If this goes well, it can go in the shop.
It's very good. Wow.
Did you like that blob just
That
then?
blob was placed with precision. Right, I'm going to go downstairs now.
Okay.
Got a cup of tea on the go. Which I made myself on Father's Day. Right. Goodbye!
See ya. Right, so I'm at a stage now where I'm not really sure what to do next, so I think what I'm going to do is paint the sky blue, like I did on this one, but obviously leave bits of pink poking through to give me a better idea of what the finished colour palette will look like, and hopefully that will spark an idea of what to do next, because I have not a clue, because obviously I know it's not done, but I don't really know what to do to make it be finished. So I'm going to make myself a nice blue, I'm going to make it ever so slightly teal, turquoise, and I'll just add a bit of yellow to it. I'll slap it on. Okay, I'm done with the painting. I did quite a bit off camera because I just got carried away. My battery needed charging and I didn't want all my paints to dry out, so I figured I might as well just finish it. The next step now is to add the coloured pencil. I'm not going to do much with the coloured pencils. I'm just going to circle a couple of flowers, maybe draw a few more flowers here and there. These flowers are just dying to be circled. Oh no, I do not like that colour. It's a bit hard for the pencil to show up on top of the paint, especially where the paint's quite thick. So I have to press down quite hard. Circle these, pretend that this is a clump of flowers here. I am finished. I am very happy with it actually. I have to say I think it turned out a little bit better than this one. I think I prefer this one. This is annoying me, let me just do this first. Would you guys be interested if I made these into prints? I think they'd make quite nice prints. Maybe A5 size, you could a matching set. I think they'd be really cute. A nice addition to my Etsy shop. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you also go have a little look at my Etsy shop. I'll link it in the description because I put a lot of hard work into it. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next week for another video. Thumbs up.